Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe.
Bola Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Sai Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Bola Shirdi Krishna, Parti Krishna, Sai Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Radhe Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Radhe Krishna, Radhe Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe.
Offering our pranams at the feet of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, and all those joining us live, Sai Ram and good evening. On this culmination day of the Golden Jubilee celebrations, we take this opportunity to acknowledge all the trustees seated on the dais for being a part of this historic occasion, honoring the past, inspiring the future, 50 years of Sathya Sai Grama. Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. These are the timeless attributes through which the eternal divine is described in Sanatana Dharma. Satyam is truth, the eternal and unchanging reality within us. Shivam is the auspicious divine consciousness, the source of bliss, wisdom, and the inner freedom. And Sundaram is divine beauty, which, as Sadhguru says, is that which cannot be rejected and cannot be possessed. Today, Sathya Sai Grama stands as the living embodiment of these three eternal principles. Truth is reflected in its unwavering commitment to selfless service. Auspiciousness shines through its offerings of free education, healthcare, and nutrition. And divine beauty is experienced in the presence of our beloved Sadhguru, who continues to illuminate countless lives through his boundless love and compassion.
Over the past month, we have witnessed inspiring sporting and cultural events, landmark conferences in education and healthcare, thought-provoking CSR conclave, and the powerful message of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, echoed by eminent leaders from across the world. We have been blessed with the profound spiritual wisdom of the Ashtavakra Gita, uplifting evenings of music and dance, the joyous celebration of the 47th birthday of our beloved Sadhguru, And finally, the sacred observance of Guru Purnima, together with the 5th convocation of the Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence. What a blessed opportunity it has been for each one of us to be a part of this glorious mission, a mission guided not by human ambition, but by the divine intuition through the perfect instrumentality of our beloved Sadguru. Let us all pray that we draw inspiration from every step that he walks, imbibe the values that he lives, and dedicate ourselves to this noble mission. May Sathya Sai Grama truly blossom as a Vidyanagari, a sacred abode of wisdom, nurtured solely by divine grace.
It is often said that the strength of an institution lies in the dedication of those who serve it with commitment and integrity. This evening, we have the privilege of honoring one such distinguished academician. Professor Totatri Venugopal has served the Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence with distinction as Registrar Examinations, Dean of Research and Innovation, and Professor of Mathematical and Computational Sciences from 2020 to July 2026. His invaluable contributions have greatly strengthened the university's academic excellence, research, examination systems, and institutional growth. As he retires from his official responsibilities, we express our heartfelt gratitude for his exemplary service and extend our best wishes for the years ahead. May we request Sadhguru to kindly honor Professor Totatri Venugopal. We now invite all the members of the university's examination team to come onto the stage for a photo opportunity.
This evening, Sadhguru has blessed two of our Tyagajivis to address all of us. Shri Sanjeev Shetty Anna has served the mission as a senior Tyagajivi for 6 decades and a dedicated disciple of Shri Madhyala Narayan Bhatt. Even today, his life of selfless service continues to inspire many young leaders. Shri Sanjeev Anna, please.
ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಸಾಯಿರಾಮ್. ಭಗವಾನ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಸತ್ಯ ಸಾಯಿಬಾಬಾರವರ ದಿವ್ಯ ಚರಣಾರವಿಂದಗಳಿಗೆ ಮನಸ ವಂದಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಅವರ ಪ್ರತಿರೂಪವಾಗಿರುವ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ದೇವತೆಯಂತಿರುವಂಥ ಶ್ರೀ ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಸಾಯಿಯವರ ದಿವ್ಯ ಚರಣಾಂಬುಜಗಳಿಗೆ ವಂದಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಕರಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ದಾರಿ ತೋರಿಸುವಂತಹ ಹಿರಿಯರಾದ ನರಸಿಂಹಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಲಮಂದಿರ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟಿನ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ದಿವ್ಯ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಕ್ತ ಬಾಂಧವರಿಗೆ, ಮಾತೆಯರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಈ ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ಮಧುಸೂದನ ಸಾಯಿಯವರ ಹುಟ್ಟುಹಬ್ಬದ ಆಚರಣೆಯ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಸಮಾರಂಭಗಳು ನಡೀತಲೇ ಇವೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಅನಿರೀಕ್ಷಿತವಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾರಂಭವನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸಿ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಕರೆಸಿ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಇವತ್ತು 60 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೇಲ್ಪಟ್ಟ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಕರೆಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗೀಗ 93 ವರ್ಷ. ಈ ಆಯುಷ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಯಾರಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ಮಧುಸೂದನ ಸಾಯಿಯವರಿಂದ. ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ದಿವ್ಯ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ದಿವ್ಯ ಸಾನ್ನಿಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 93 ವರ್ಷದ ವಯೋವೃದ್ಧ ಶಕ್ತನಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆಂದರೆ ಇದೇ ಒಂದು ಪವಾಡ ಅಂತ, ಇದೇ ಒಂದು ಮಿರಾಕಲ್. ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಿಂದ ಇರುವವರು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಅದು ಪ್ರೇಮ ಸದನದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬಹುದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೆಂಡತಿ, ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಮನೆ, ಆಸ್ತಿ ಪಾಸ್ತಿ, ಕುಟುಂಬ, ಯಾವ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲದ್ದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಸುಸಜ್ಜಿತವಾದ ಪ್ರೇಮ ಸದನ ಆ ಭವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಉಪಹಾರ, ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಊಟ, ಸಂಜೆ ಉಪಹಾರ, ರಾತ್ರಿ ಊಟ, ನಾನಾ ರೀತಿಯ ಭಕ್ಷ್ಯಭೋಜ್ಯಗಳು, ಹಣ್ಣು ಹಂಪಲುಗಳು, ಹಾಲು ಮೊಸರು, ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯ ಪೌಷ್ಟಿಕ ಆಹಾರಗಳು, ಸುಸಜ್ಜಿತವಾದ ಕಟ್ಟಡದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೆಲ್ಪರ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಓಡಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ವೈದ್ಯರೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಳಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೇಬಲಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ ಸುಖ ಶಾಂತಿ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದಿದೆ? ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಏನೂ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ, ನೀವು ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನ ಪಡೀರಿ ಎಂಬುದಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಶ್ಚಿಂತರಾಗಿ ಇರುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಸದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ಮಧುಸೂದನ ಸಾಯಿಯವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೃತಜ್ಞರಾಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಸಾಲದು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು 60 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೇಲ್ಪಟ್ಟವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಸಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಣ್ಣವರು ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸನಾತನ ಧರ್ಮ ಉಳಿಯುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಉಳಿಯುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಾವಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆಯ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಗಳು ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಮಂದಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆದರೆ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಮಿಷನರಿಗಳಂತೆ ಬಿಳಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆಯ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದು ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ನಾಶವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಣ್ಣವರು ಬಹಳ ಕಳಕಳಿಯಿಂದ ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಹಾಕಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಆರಂಭ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಕರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೊಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮದಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಪಾಸ್ತಿಯೋ ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಸೇರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ರೀತಿಯ ಸೇವಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಅಣ್ಣನವರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ 76ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಬಹಳ ಆನಂದವಾಗಿದ್ದೆವು. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವನ್ನು ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ನರಸಿಂಹಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರು ವಿಶ್ವಮಾನವರಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರನ್ನು ಆ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವ ರೂಪಿಸಿದ್ದು ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಅಣ್ಣನವರು. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಮಾತಾಡುವುದು, ನಿಲ್ಲುವುದು, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ತರಬೇತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು, ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ತರಬೇತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆದರ್ಶ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಅಣ್ಣನವರು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅವರನ್ನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ, ಕೃತಜ್ಞತಾಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಸ್ಮರಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಈಗ ಅವರೇ, ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಅಣ್ಣನವರೇ 77ನೇ ಇಸವಿ ಜನವರಿ 8ಕ್ಕೆ ದೇಹತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡುವ 2 ದಿವಸ ಮೊದಲು 48 ಜನ ಪುರುಷರು, 12 ಜನ ಸ್ತ್ರೀಯರು ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದರು. ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು, ಅಳಿಕೆ ಮುದ್ದೇನಹಳ್ಳಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದೇ ದಿವಸ ಇದ್ದದು. ಮಾರನೇ ದಿವಸ ಶನಿವಾರ ಅವರು ಆಕಸ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿ ದೇಹತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯ ಮಡಿಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಹೋದರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ 33 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಸತ್ಯ ಸಾಯಿಬಾಬಾರವರು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಆತ್ಮೀಯವಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ವರ್ಣಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬರೇ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಾಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದ ಅದನ್ನು ವರ್ಣಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ರೀತಿ 33 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಂತೆ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡಂಥ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಬಾಬಾರವರ ನಿರ್ಗಮನದ ನಂತರ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಶೂನ್ಯ ಆವರಿಸಿತು. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕತೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಕತ್ತಲೆಯ ಒಂದು ಭಾವನಾ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂರ್ಣ ಚಂದ್ರನಂತೆ ಮೂಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ಹೊಂಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಬೀರಿದವರು ಸದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ಬಸವಣ್ಣ ಸಾಹೇಬರು. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಚಂದ್ರೋದಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಏನೂ ಸಂಶಯವಿಲ್ಲ. ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗಾಗಿಯೇ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ ಅಣ್ಣನವರ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪವನ್ನು ಸಾಕಾರ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗಾಗಿಯೇ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಶಾಲೆಗಳನ್ನು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ತೆರೆದರು. ಪುಟ್ಟಪರ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನೀವು ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಆಗ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ನೋಡು, ನಾನು ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಈ ಸಾಯಿಬಾಬಾ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಬಂದ ಹುಡುಗರನ್ನು ಪುನಃ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಯಾರೂ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಹೇಳುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿ. ನರಸಿಂಹಮೂರ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಲಿ, ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನರಸಿಂಹಮೂರ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಲಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಇದು ಭಗವಾನ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಸತ್ಯ ಬಾಬಾ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು. ಆದರೆ ಅದೇ ಬಾಬಾರವರು ಈಗ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಮಧುಸೂದನ ಸಾಯಿಯವರ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗಾಗಿಯೇ ಶಾಲೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ತೆರೆದರು. ಇದು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ಪವಾಡ ಮತ್ತು ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳು ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿರಿಯ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಮಾದರಿಯನ್ನು ಕಿರಿಯರಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅನೇಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಅಣ್ಣನವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅನೇಕ ಜನರ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದವರನ್ನು ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದವರು. ಅವರ ತರಬೇತಿಯಿಂದ, ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ತರಬೇತಿಯಿಂದ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದವರು. ನೀವು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಚಾರಿಗಳಾಗಿ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ತತ್ವಬೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿಸಿದರು. ನಾವು ಕೆಲವರು ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವನಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ ಬಂದವರು, ಉದ್ಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದವರಲ್ಲ. ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಆದರೆ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವನಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಬಂದವರು. ನಾನು ಮಾನ್ಯ ರಾಜಾರಾಮರವರು, ಮಾನ್ಯ ಹೆಗಡೆಯವರು, ಇನ್ನು ರಮಾನಂದರು, ನರಸಿಂಹಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರು ಮಣಿಪಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು. ಅದನ್ನು ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬಂದರು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವನಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ ಬಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಹುದ್ದೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರಗಳು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಬೇಕು. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಮುದ್ದೇನಹಳ್ಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು 17ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು, ರಮಾನಂದರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಗಡೆಯವರು, ರಾಜಾರಾಮರು, ಅನೇಕ ಮಂದಿ ನಾವು ಮುದ್ದೇನಹಳ್ಳಿಗೆ ಬಂದೆವು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಅಮೃತ ವರ್ಷ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಭಗೀರಥ ತಪಸ್ಸು ಮಾಡಿ ಸುರಗಂಗೆಯನ್ನು ಧರೆಗೆ ಇಳಿಸಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಸದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ಮಧುಸೂದನ ಸಾಯಿಯವರು ಈ ಮುದ್ದೇನಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ದೈವಿ ಪ್ರೇಮದ ಒಂದು ಅಮೃತದ ಪ್ರವಾಹವನ್ನೇ ಹರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸ್ವಾರ್ಥ ಮತ್ತು ದ್ವೇಷ ಅಸೂಯೆಗಳಿಂದ ಶಾಪಗ್ರಸ್ತವಾಗಿರುವ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ದೈವಿ ಪ್ರೇಮದ ಒಂದು ಅಮೃತ ಪ್ರವಾಹವನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತು ಜಗತ್ತಿನಾದ್ಯಂತ ಪಸರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನ ಧನ್ಯ ಆಯಿತು. ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಇಡೀ ವಯಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ದೈವಿ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಪ್ರೇಮದ ಒಂದು ವೈಭವವನ್ನು ನೋಡೋ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ಸಾಹೇಬರಿಗೆ ಕೋಟಿ ಕೋಟಿ ಪ್ರಣಾಮಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳುವುದಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳುವುದಿದ್ದರೆ 16ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲೆ. ಆಗ ನನಗೆ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಂದು ಆಳಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರುಗಳು ಪೂರ ಎದುರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಉದಾಸೀನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಬೀಟ್ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಆಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರ್ ಕೊಡಪಾಲ್ರವರಿಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂಪರ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವ್ರು ನಾಳೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಬೇಗ ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಸಾಯಾನಂದ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಾಳೆ ನಾನು ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಕಾರ್ ಬುಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಮಾಡೋ ದಿವಸ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲೆಂಡರ್ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದರು. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಾನು ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ನನಗೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, ನವರತ್ನ ಉಂಗುರ ಬಂತು, ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ನನಗೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆಲೆ ಗಾಬರಿ ಆಯಿತು. ನಾನು ಪೂರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಬೇಗ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವರು. ಆಗ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯೇ ಹೃದಯವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟವರು, ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯೇ ಹೃದಯವನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟವರು, ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಬೀಟ್ ನಡೆಯುವುದೇ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯಿಂದಾಗಿ. ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನು ಹೋಗೋ ಕೆಲಸ ಪುನಃ ಕರೆದ್ರು, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತು ಪುನಃ ಕೇಳಿದರು. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಹಾಂ, ಇದು 16ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಈಗ 26ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿ. ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಯಾರು? ಹೃದಯವಾಸಿ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಎಂಬುದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸಂದೇಹವೇ ಬೇಡ, ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನೇ. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಉಸಿರು ಬಂದು ಸತ್ತೇ ಹೋಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ಸ್ಮೃತಿ ತಪ್ಪಿತು. ಆ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನನಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಂಬ್ಯುಲೆನ್ಸ್ ತರಿಸಿ ಜಯದೇವ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಸ್ ಮೇಕರ್ ಇಡಿಸಿದರು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅವರಿಂದಾಗಿ ನಾನೀಗ ಉಸಿರಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈಗ ಉಸಿರಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯಿಂದಾಗಿ, ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಬೀಟ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯಿಂದಾಗಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎರಡೂ ಕಾಲುಗಳು ಬೆಂಡಾಗಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಬಗ್ಗಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೋಲೂರಿಕೊಂಡು ಆಚೆ ಈಚೆ ಬಾತುಕೋಳಿ ನಡೆದ ಹಾಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಆಗ ವಿಭೂ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದರು, ಕೊಟ್ಟರು, ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸುತ್ತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಸೋಮವಾರ ಒಂದು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು, ಗುರುವಾರ ಒಂದು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೋಮವಾರ ಕಳಿಸಿದರು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಪೂಜೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ವೀಲ್ ಚೇರ್ನಿಗೆ ಕೂತಾಗ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಬಂದರು. ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಪುನರ್ಜನ್ಮ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಅವರೇ ಬಂದು ಎರಡೂ ಕಾಲುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೀಗೆ ಒತ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಮರು ದಿವಸ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ಕುಣಿಬಹುದಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರು. ನಾನು ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ಆರ್ಟಿಸ್ಟ್, ಕುಣಿಬಹುದು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ಕುಣಿಬೋದು, ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ರೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತ್ರಾಣ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೆನ್ನು ನೋವು ಶುರುವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಇವತ್ತು ಆರಾಮವಾಗಿ ನಡೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಯಾರಿಂದಾಗಿ? ಸ್ವಾಮಿದಾಗಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜೀವನದ ಆಯುಷ್ಯ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇವತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಅವರಿಗೊಂದು ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಯನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸುವ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 17ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೊಂದು ಸವಾಲು ಬಂತು, ಏನು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಬೇಕಾ, ನಾವು ಇರುವಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಳಿಕೆ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತ. ಆಗ ನಾವು ನಮಗೆ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯೇ ಆಶ್ರಯ ಹೊರತು ಬೇರೆ ಆಶ್ರಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು 3 ಜನ ಏಕಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೆವು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಗ್ರಹಿಸಿದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವರ್ಣನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ, ಮುಂಬೈಗೆ, ಕಲ್ಕತ್ತಕ್ಕೆ, ಋಷಿಕೇಶಕ್ಕೆ, ಚೆನ್ನೈಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಾನಾ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಸಂತೋಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಳ್ಳುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುವ, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಬಂತು ನಾನು ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ, 60 ವರ್ಷ ದಾಟಿದ ತ್ಯಾಗಜೀವಿಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸುಖ ಶಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಬಾಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟ ಸದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ಮಧುಸೂದನ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ದೈವ ಸ್ವರೂಪರು. ಅವರ ಸಾನ್ನಿಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
Now may we please invite Shri Venkateshwarlu to address all of us. He served as Warden, Principal and Chairman of the Sathya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam Muddenahalli campus, and he's currently the Margadarshaka of Paravidya for all campuses. Shri Venkateshwarlu, sir, please.
Om Sri Sai Ram. Offering our collective prayers at the feet of Sadguru. Respected Warden of Tyagajeevis, Dr. B.N. Narsimurthy sir. Respected members, trustees of Prashanti Balamandira Trust, respected Tyagajeevis, elders, brothers, sisters, and dear students. Sai Ram to one and all. At the outset, I take this opportunity to place our reverential pranams with lot of gratitude in behalf of all the Tyagajeevis who have dedicated their life in serving this divine mission. Somebody recently asked me a simple question. He said, you stayed in Puttaparthi for 30 long years, and for last 10 years you have been staying here. What is the difference you find in Bhagwan and Sadguru? I just thought for a while and said, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba displayed his divinity in every step which he took. On the other hand, Sadguru hides his divinity in every step which he takes. This may result in misunderstanding him, not giving him the kind of respect which he demands. But let me tell you, there is absolutely no difference. He has created such beautiful place, heaven on earth. This is not just my statement, which I happened to say in 2016 when I came here, but innumerable number of people who visited this place, they said this, how this could happen. And particularly for Tyagajeevis, who are living in Prem Sadhana, it is truly a heaven. We have very nutritious food, comes from kitchen, thanks to Brother Ravi and his team. We have been given beautiful accommodation to stay. We have beautiful Uma Maheshwara temple in our neighborhood where we have darshan every day. He has installed a beautiful Ganesha in our premises. Sridhar sir performs puja every day, we participate. We have beautiful vibrations from Veda Gurukulam. We have the best of the doctors in best of the hospital of the world attending to us. Sometimes we feel that we are the main beneficiaries of this wonderful medical services which Sadhguru has provided. What not? Everything he has provided with only intention that we progress spiritually. He not only provides, as it is said in worldly parlance, the food, shelter, and clothes, but he constantly persuades us to move in spiritual path, make progress, so that in this lifetime itself, we will be able to realize our own divinity. He plays the role of mother, father, guru, friend, and whatnot. Most importantly, the role of Sadhguru. Evening satsangs, evening bhajans are the wonderful times we spend throughout the year, whether Sadhguru is physically here or elsewhere, which really elevates. Ample opportunities to try and proceed in this spiritual path. On behalf of all the Tyagajivis, I would like to express our deep sense of gratitude for all that which he's been doing for us, and we pray for the strength so that we hurry up, we speed up our journey, and with his blessings, we will be able to achieve the ultimate goal of our life. Thank you, Sai Ram.
As part of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of Sathya Sai Grama, we now come to a special moment to express our heartfelt gratitude as we honor the Tyagajivis, whose lives exemplify the ideals of selfless love, sacrifice, and dedicated service. Their unwavering commitment has sustained this noble mission through 5 decades, creating an unbroken lineage of selfless missionaries that has made Sathya Sai Grama the truly divine place it is today. Inspired by the vision of Sri Madhyal Narayan Bhatt and nurtured under the divine guidance of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, these noble souls have devoted themselves wholeheartedly to the ideal of Atmano Mokshartam Jagat Hitaya Cha, seeking one's own liberation while working for the welfare of the world.
May we now pray to Sadhguru to kindly felicitate the Tyagajivis. We will commence with the men. Shri Sanjeev Shetty. For the last 7 decades, Shri Sanjeev Shetty has served the mission as a senior Tyagajivi. He was a graduate headmaster and principal at Alike. He was well known throughout Karnataka as an orator, Yakshagana artist, Harikatha Vidwan, writer and editor of Amritavahini. Shri Ramanand sir, he dedicated his entire life to the mission. He came in contact with revered Anna while studying engineering in Bangalore. He served as warden, liaison officer, and superintendent of the orphanage. Shri Vasudevan, he served as chairman of the Hassan campus and deputy director at the NIOS office, Muddenahalli. Currently, he's actively helping with Hassan's evening divine program. Shri K. Vasantraj, he was the co-editor of Premamrutham magazine. He served as warden for many decades. His English teaching is fondly remembered by all his students even today. He was famously known as the moving dictionary of Muddenahalli.
Dr. B. Rajaram. Dr. Rajaram served as lecturer in Sanskrit and as warden. He was a fine writer and orator, well known in Sathya Sai circles. Bhagwan Baba personally guided him on the Brahma Sutras. Shri Jairam Shetty. Shri Jairam Shetty was working at Vijaya Bank. Inspired by a talk of revered Anna at Udupi, he joined the mission. He served as warden at Muddenahalli and also at Gulbarga. Shri Shekhar. Shri Shekhar served as librarian at the university campus in Vrindavan, Gulbarga and Muddenahalli. Shri M.S. Shettigar. Shri M.S. Shettigar is a Kannada Pandit. He served as warden of the primary section for more than 30 years.
Shri M.S. Satyanarayana, he has served in various capacities for the last 50 years and currently he's a trustee of the Prashanti Balamandira Trust. Shri Govind Rao joined at Alike and later came to Muddenahalli. He served for a long time as public relations officer and head of the accounts department. He was well known for his sincere efforts in obtaining necessary sanctions for many campuses. Shri J.G. Sridhar, he was a lecturer in commerce and accountancy. He's also a yoga teacher, Veda teacher, and conducts all types of pujas in the ashram. Shri Mahendra Hegde, he served in the accounts department at Alike and later became the chairman of the Udupi campus. He's a poet and a fine artist.
Shri Vijay Prasad Rao. Shri Vijay Prasad Rao served as the meticulous caretaker in charge of this Premamrutham hall. Shri Rammurthy. Shri Rammurthy served as headmaster and warden. Currently, he is a trustee of the Prashanti Bal Mandira Trust. Shri Gopinath KP. Shri Gopinath KP served as physical director at Vrindavan campus. He later served as chairman of Mysore campus and is currently the director of the Cricket Academy. Shri K.R. Surendra. Shri K.R. Surendra served in different campuses in various capacities such as warden, principal and chairman of Jaipura and Shimoga campuses. Currently, he is serving as Margadarshaka.
Shri Keshav Rao. He served in the accounts department of the institution and is also helping the Kannada team of the Sri Sathya Sai Premamrutham Prakashana in publishing books. Shri Panduranga. He served as stores in charge for many years. He was also in charge of the Krishna Mandapam and Premdeep and particularly looked after arranging food for Bhagwan Baba during his visits. Shri Narayana Maniani. He served as the farms manager at Alike and Muddenahalli. Shri Venkateshwarlu served as mathematics lecturer in the high secondary school at Puttaparthi. He later served as warden, principal and chairman of the Sri Sathya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam Muddenahalli campus.
Shri Vasudev Rao. Shri Vasudev Rao served as kitchen manager and superintendent of the CBSE school and Gurukulam at Muddenahalli campus. Shri Shrikant. Shri Shrikant served in Sri Sathya Sai Premamrutham Prakashana and is currently looking after all the elders at Prem Sadhana. Shri Krishnamurthy. Shri Krishnamurthy has been serving as kitchen in charge for the last 40 years. Shri Govind Reddy. Shri Govind Reddy is currently serving as a Chief Liaison Officer. Earlier, he worked as chairman of Gulbarga and Bijapur campuses.
Shri B. Satyanarayana. He was a student at Alike, Puttaparthi and Muddenahalli. Later, he served as principal, warden and chairman of the Tumkur campus. Currently, he is the coordinator of the Spurti Kirana program and editor of Amrita Vahini Kannada. Now we move on to the ladies. Dr. Vinodini Mahishi is a medical doctor by profession, answering the call of Bhagwan. She joined the mission in 2015. She served as warden of the Sri Sathya Sai Prashantiniketanam Girls Campus, Chikbalapur, later as the chairperson of the Gadak campus. and subsequently as a gynecologist at the Sarla Memorial Hospital. Kumari Shashikala, inspired by Sri Madhyala Narayana Bhatt, her elder brother, and Srimati Devaki Bhatt, Ms. Shashikala served as a teacher at Alike until her retirement. She is fondly remembered by her students as a loving and passionate teacher. Professor Dr. K.P. Sailila, after serving for 3 decades as an English professor in Anantapur, she joined this institution in 2016 as a director of the Muddenahalli campus. She continues to serve as an English professor at the university while also guiding all the girls' campuses as their Margadarshika.
May we now invite all the Tyagajeevis to kindly come forward for the group photograph. This moment will truly remain etched in the history of Sathya Sai Grama for eternity.
Thank you, Swami.
Today, we are happy to announce a significant initiative towards the welfare of our Tyagajeevis. As the first phase of this initiative, an amount of 2.5 crore will be placed in a fixed deposit dedicated to the upkeep and welfare of our retired Tyagajeevis who have attained the age of 60 years and above. The income generated from this corpus will support their maintenance and well-being. As a humble expression of gratitude for their lifetime of selfless service, we have Sister Nagaratna presenting the check as we formally launch this noble initiative.
This indeed marks the beginning of a sustained commitment to honor and care for those who have dedicated their lives at the Divine Lotus feet. May we now invite Dr. B.N. Narsimurthy, Chairman, Prashanti Balamandira Trust, to address the gathering.
invoking the divine grace and blessings of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and placing our loving salutations at the feet of most beloved Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Fellow missionaries, brothers and sisters who are honored just now, and those sitting on the stage, and many others in the audience, all the brothers and sisters who have gathered here from many nations, students, boys and girls. Sri Sanjeevana and Sri Venkateshwarlu have offered their heartfelt gratitude at the feet of Sadguru for looking after us in this mundane world like a father, mother, and more importantly, as Guru. Gratitude for the many things that Sadguru has been doing for us. Both of them expressed almost everything that he is doing, but Venkateshwarlu forgot one very important thing. The greatest gift given to all the Tyagajivis living in Prem Sadhana is the celestial, heavenly, the divine Uma Maheshwara temple. It is the greatest gift. We feel the presence of the Lord and His divine consort. Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro, sang Kalidasa, the great poet. The father and mother of the whole universe, Uma Maheshwar Swami and his divine consort, Parvati, are our next door neighbors. We feel it. That's very important. Especially myself, even when I lie down on my cot, lie down on the left side, I can see the tower of the temple and the kalashams, which is brightly lit whole night. That has accelerated our spiritual growth. I should place it in front of Sadguru, that our spiritual progress has been definitely be accelerated by the presence of the Divine Mother and Divine Father as our next door neighbors. And then there is Lord Ganesha, Kartikeya, Sharda Mata, and Gayatri Mata. In fact, when the temple was under construction, Sadguru once went to Ved Gurukulam. And the construction was happening, but Sadguru had fixed a date, and Padjana Arvind, who was in charge of that project, was all the time, especially nights, completely sleepless, and he was so tensed, I was seeing. Sadguru looked through the window of the car at the construction site when the temple was only half built and said, Ganesha is there. Then Sadguru confided with me that he had entrusted the completion of this temple before date to Ganeshwara. He is there. I didn't see Kartikeya, I saw Ganesha. He is there, it will happen. And it happened. See, when Ganesha is in charge of construction for a mansion for his parents, how will it not happen? It happened. That is one part. On the personal side, I have to pour out my gratitude at the feet of Sadguru. It is through him that Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba in 2011 gave me 20 years of life. Till 2031 guaranteed. Nothing can kill me till 2031. Of course, Sadhguru has told me, if you conduct yourselves well, I can extend your lifetime also. But it is left to him. I am not really interested. I am only interested in praying every day and night with the tears. Every day I shed tears of bliss because I experience God. That happened not at Puttaparthi, not at Whitefield, not at Muddenahalli when I was here, not at Alike. It happened in Muddenahalli only after Sadhguru made his advent into this place. This is the greatest gift. What else? What else should I ask for? I feel before 2007, and he had stopped my writing my horoscope when I was in 2011. He had stopped it. He had not written that the body would be lost. He had not written. For everybody else, he wrote. He said, I am giving you 20 years of life for service, my service. So that is why 2011 to 2031. Therefore, I am living on borrowed time, but I am living very well, I should tell you. I am the youngest in Premamrutham hostel. Of course, Swami made me warden, but I am a very young warden, I would say. And that is surely due to the grace of Sadhguru, I am telling you, nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. At this point of time, I should also remember very gratefully that Sadhguru built this hospital. And if I am looking young at 82, I would attribute it to blessings of Sadhguru and help of Dr. Neeraj, who is here. I should tell you that. I never said his name on the stage. I want to, at this point of time, I want to say. He keeps me young. My knees were gone. Orthopedic surgeon right in front of me, Ravi Pillai, is sitting. He took Swami's permission to perform a surgery on my knee, which I didn't want. And I escaped with Sadhguru's grace only, because in 10 days of that date, this second cricket match between Sri Lanka and India was happening. I prayed to Sadhguru, Swami, you know, I love cricket. I don't want to miss that match. Let me have the surgery after the match. Swami agreed and told Ravi Pillai. Otherwise, he would not have left me. Then I met Neeraj. Neeraj said, sir, if you have trust in my words, you need not undergo any surgery. And helped me to overcome the surgery. I can walk even today minimum 5,000 steps, which I am doing. Either outside or inside my room, I am always doing. And many things like that, Dr. Neeraj has helped me. I am very grateful to Neeraj and his very noble wife, Shruti, for helping me in this. But the greatest gratitude of all the Tyagajivis to Sadhguru is not for these things. All of us, the senior Tyagajivis, were molded by Narayan Bhatt, Anna, carried a big burden of a great mission in our hearts. Especially Anna, before passing away, he entrusted it to me. He has committed it in a letter also written on 2nd October 1973. He said, he was just 46 or 47 at that time. He said, I am sure I will not be to see the materialization of my dreams. He wrote a sentence. That letter is very printed in Divya Krupashray. Anybody can read. But you are all there when I am gone. You will take the mission forward. And the last sentence, my dear little Murti, I was never little, but I was very little. Baba has treated me as a little child, Narayan Bhatt treated me as a little child, and Sadhguru today also treats me as a little child. Yes. My dear little Murthy, I entrust this burden to you. You are the one who have to see that the mission will not die. In 2011, after Baba left his body, I came with a broken soul and a broken heart to Muddenahalli just to lead a life of retreat. All the time mourning and brooding that our beloved Bhagavan is gone, and the job that was entrusted to me by Narayan Bhatt, I am not able to do, I will not be able to do without Baba's presence. So I was mourning. Baba's body, the world saw for the last time on 27th April 2011. Within a month, I came back to Muddenahalli as was commanded by Bhagavan Baba himself on 14th of February 2009 in front of the Premdeep stage with 10,000 people watching. He materialized this ring and put it on my finger and said, you have to come back to Muddenahalli. That is recorded in the discourse. I didn't know why. I just came back. I thought I would lead a life of retirement and retreat because I was really broken and crying every day, praying to Baba. And then Baba sent Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai to Muddenahalli within 2.5 months. I landed on 18th of May 2011. On 10th of July, Sadhguru made his advent in Sathya Sai Grama. I tell you, that lifted all my burdens once for all. The mission with which Narayan Bhatt could not have done, I want to say that here, because other day, I think 3-4 days back, after a wonderful celebration here, while going back with Sadhguru, I told Swami, Anna would be rejoicing, celebrating this. Then Sadhguru reminded me, where is Anna to rejoice? Then I understood it is same Narayan Bhatt who came back as Sadhguru. And then he said, why he had to go was, this mission which he envisaged, for which he prayed to God, prayed to Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, day and night, would not have been humanly possible. Humanly, it was impossible. It was such a mission, only divinely possible. And now that is why this divine is carrying the burden of the mission, not exactly the burden, is carrying the mission forward. And already it has reached glorious dimensions which we can notice. And I have absolutely no concerns, no worries, nothing left with me. I only pray to Sadhguru. I've already prayed to him that this mission is going to touch the corners of the world. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Youngsters here would see that happen. It will be recorded. It will be recorded in the history of the world that mankind was saved from extinction from this place, Sathya Sai Grama. I have absolutely no doubt. If I had said this as a boy of 25 or 28, you could have think this fellow is exaggerating. No. Age for exaggerating is over. 82. I see the writing on the wall. But it is going to happen. There is absolutely no doubt about it. And I also understand at this point of time, I was born in this world only to do this work and nothing else. One day, I called Sadhguru as a divine visitor. Now I realize I am also kind of a divine visitor, ready to go any point of time, very happily. Though I would like to merge once for all in the infinite divine, but it is left to him. If he wants me to do work, again I will come. I have no, that botheration is not there. And Sumit said one very important thing on Swami's, Sadhguru's birthday, which looked like an exaggeration. It is not exaggeration. And today I think Sanjeevana also said, or Venkateshwarlu said, Sathya Sai Baba showed his divinity every moment of his life. And Sadhguru is trying to hide that divinity all the time. The truth that Sumit said was that God is walking amidst us on 2 feet in the form of Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. I reiterate it. Why do you say that? Upanishads have declared, Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati. One who knows God becomes God. There is no difference, absolutely no difference. Especially Atmaratihi Atmakrida Kriyavan, one who has been ordained with such arduous, such very heavy burden of the cross of any master to take this mission forward. It should be God only, otherwise nobody else can take this burden, and it is happening in front of us. My last appeal in this talk to everyone, especially boys and girls, I tell you, at your age, you will definitely not understand the magnitude of the blessing that is given to you. You will not understand it, but believe me, this opportunity will not come to you once in even 100 lifetimes. It won't happen. See, God will not walk on the earth, work like you and me, and redeem the world. It doesn't happen. It has not happened in the history of the world. I am telling you, my dear boys and girls, this opportunity, if you lose, you will really be very unfortunate. My appeal to you is only one thing. Commit yourself to his feet. Commit yourself to his mission. Just obey him whatever he does, whatever he tells you, and all of you will be redeemed. In fact, one of these days I prayed to Sadhguru, Swami Sadhguru, you cannot go unless you create a divine clone of yourself, not one, many, maybe. So it should be among you only, boys and girls, nobody else actually. This is such a huge mission. So you have such a wonderful opportunity. My only appeal to you is that don't lose it. Just don't lose it. Then what is that you have to do? You may say we have parents, we have to listen to them also, and we have to look after them. Everything Sadhguru will do. He will look after your parents also, yourselves. Just obey him, just surrender to him and obey him. On behalf of all the Tyagajivis here, that is my appeal to you. You will be redeemed and you will be redeeming the world. With these words, I conclude and pray to Sadhguru for his divine blessings. Thank you very much. Sai Ram.
A bhajan goes that है आँख वो जो श्याम का दर्शन किया करे, है शीश वो जो प्रभु चरण में वंदन किया करे, बेकार वो मुख है जो रहे व्यर्थ बातों में, मुख है वो जो हरिनाम का सुमिरन किया करे। हीरे मोती से शोभा नहीं है हाथ की, है हाथ वो जो भगवान का पूजन किया करे, और मरकर भी अमर नाम है उस जीव का जग में, प्रभु प्रेम में बलिदान जो जीवन किया करे। Which means eyes are only those that continuously see the vision of the Lord. Head is that which bows down at the feet of the Lord. And tongue is that always chants the name of the Lord. Your beauty is not because of the diamonds and the pearls that you wear around your hands, around your wrists, but it is in serving the Lord, worshipping the Lord. And ultimately, that person's life is redeemed, fulfilled. That person becomes immortal and eternal who sacrifices one's life for God. Tyage naike amrutatva manushuhu, says our Upanishad. With sacrifice alone we attain immortality. There is no shortcut, there is no other way. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amrutatva manushuhu. By actions we don't attain immortality, howsoever wonderful and glorious they might be. Na prajaya, by having progeny and relations, we do not perpetuate ourselves. We die at the end. That doesn't take us to immortality. Dhanena, by amassing wealth and setting up institutions or tombs in our names, we do not attain immortality. The only way to attain immortality is through sacrifice. And that is what is Tyaga Jivana all about. To be able to sacrifice one's own individuality, one's own personality, one's own self-centeredness and selfishness at the altar of societal welfare for the betterment of all. And that offering to God is the true offering, which makes one immortal. We don't need to read the Puranas and stories from the history to find somebody who is like that. We have people right here amidst us in front of our eyes who have lived the entire life according to this poem, according to these Upanishadic statements. They did not go for karma, karmana means not for action oriented towards one's own self, for one's own sake, but for everybody's sake, with the sense of sacrifice. Prajaya, they did not have children of their own, they didn't have families of their own, but they made the whole world as their family. So many children they educated, and all of them treat them as their mothers and fathers, as their family today. They have so much of love of so many people. Dhanena, they don't have any wealth, none of them, but they have the wealth of divine grace, which gives them a much better life than anybody else that one can purchase with money in this world. And finally, the fulfillment is theirs. Fulfillment of having lived a life in the service of divine. And if we may use the word sacrifice, then sacrificing one's everything for the sake of God. These people are blessed people. They are the men and women of God. They are the people of God who change the world. As we come to this 1 month celebration is coming to an end, July, but it will continue as I travel across Karnataka, meet more people, and finally it will culminate in the 100th birth anniversary of Madhyal Narayan Bhatt, which would be on 30th of November. These months of celebrations are going on, but I think the most important part of these celebrations is to remind ourselves of the greatness of these men and women of God, who spent their entire lives only serving God. They had no other agenda, no other idea, no ambition, no other thought, desire, nothing. And I was just thinking, how blessed are these people? How blessed are these? That at an age where it mattered the most, they made the decision. They could have chosen the life to lead a normal life like everybody else. Or they also had pressing demand. None of them come from some heavy, wealthy families that they had ancestral wealth and it will be enough for them to survive or their parents to survive on. They all come from ordinary, not even middle class, even lower middle class families. Not everybody had the privilege of silver spoons. But they chose God over the world. And not out of any compulsion, not out of any force. They chose it because they felt it from within. And one catalyst who made this happen was Madhyal Narayan Bhatt. Because he himself gave himself to God. And seeing his example, all these youngsters, so many young men and women got inspired. You have to remind yourself, those whom we have celebrated today on this stage who are 60 plus, most of them were not inspired by Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. They were inspired by the sacrifice of Sri Madhyal Narayan Bhatt, who took them to Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba and showed, this is your God, this is the God that you should worship. I am after all a human being. And he has handed them all over to Bhagavan 2 days before he passed away. He was returning from Puttaparthi. After having conveyed to Bhagavan that all these institutions with all the people, the assets and the liabilities, everything we offer at your feet, please accept it. And he knew his work was done. He knew his work was done. He had that premonition that he has done what he was born to do and now its time is over, and the best way to do anything now is to hand it over to Bhagavan. And Bhagavan accepted in his compassion and grace, because he said, I am not accepting it for the properties and whatever else comes with the foundation here, but I am only accepting it for these pure-hearted men of God called Tyagajivis. That is the only reason why I am accepting this trust. And in his lifetime, he hasn't accepted any other trust. Go and look into the history. What he created himself, that was his trust. All others were trusts run by people, devotees. He never went and said, I am accepting, this is mine. Only this trust, Lokaseva trust, he accepted because of the prayers of Madhyal Narayan Bhatt and because of the kind of people who were there in this trust. He came for their sake only. And that legacy continues 50 years down the line. And how gloriously it's continuing. It's not just somehow continuing. No, it is gloriously growing, evolving. Every day there is something happening. There is never a dull moment in this mission. And it is so fast paced that you blink and you miss it. How is it all possible? That day Narasimhamurthy was asking me in the car. Madhyal Narayan Bhatt will be very happy, he'll be rejoicing. And then the discussion ensued after that, and I said, see, all this was in the vision of Madhyal Narayan Bhatt. He wanted to build a missionary organization, change the world, help the poorest of the poor, and inspire so many more people, at least starting with India and then spreading to the whole world. But in his lifetime, he would not be able to do that, not because he had a short lifetime, but because he still had not attained self-realization. Unless you are a realized divine being, you cannot run this mission. That birth he could not attain, so the mission halted where it is. This birth he has attained, therefore mission is growing and growing and growing. That's the real reason behind this mission. It's like two parts of a movie, before interval and after interval. Before interval, the hero is just an ordinary man struggling with things, great ideas but no capacity. And suddenly something happens. And post-interval, the movie totally changes. The most exciting part is always the second half, isn't it? So look at the divine play. Look at the mystery, how this works. When I was there studying, Puttaparthi, Vrindavan, I was very drawn to Narasimhamurthy. I don't know why. My classmates used to tease me. You're always, hovering around Warden, trying to get into good books of his. I told, I don't feel like that. I feel naturally drawn to him because something was in him that always made me feel comfortable with him. Though many people were very scared of him. And he used to maintain that image, which was Bhagavan had told me. I'll be the good cop, you be the bad cop. So he remained the bad cop all his life. But I used to always go very drawn. First class, first session, I remember the moral class, I just walked up to him and said, and in my speech I told, I feel very friendly with this warden. You can imagine next 1 month my classmates teased me to death. Your friend is coming. I was so innocent, actually naive. I shouldn't even said these things. And imagine those who have lived in Puttaparthi for 10 years, 12 years, those kids who grew up, they have their ways. And I was just a newcomer, but I just felt in my heart. And I always would be drawn and sit with him and keep asking questions about spirituality, of Bhagavan. And many times I shed tears asking, why am I so late? Why I did not come early? But what did I know? What happened in the earlier lives? What do we know? And he used to tell me, if mother has 10 children, it doesn't mean that the 10th child is any lesser for her. It is just how it is. You came at your time, we came at our time. It's all divine timing, don't worry about it. He used to keep assuring me. And I used to ask him so many questions, and I was very drawn to all his classes, to look forward to his moral class every week when he would take the classes. I was very interested in all that. It's all for a reason, you see. It's a divine play, it's a divine drama. That is why I'm so much more convinced that there is nothing called mortality. Because I know the truth. By my own life's experience, I know. We are just changing clothes and garments, as Bhagavad Gita says. And the life continues. The soul continues to do what it's born to do. So this mission is happening because humanly this is not possible. When people come and say, humanly this is not possible, I also say, yes, humanly this is not possible. It is only divinely possible. And they think, yes, because Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba is a divine avatar, that is why it is possible. No, that can be one reason, there is no doubt about it. But the real reason is that in his life, Narayan Bhatt could not attain divinity, so it just stopped there. The whole movie paused for a moment because the next phase, he had to attain his divinity to continue this mission the way he wanted it. And that's what is happening right now. I was explaining this to him. But I'm very clear, when people try to divinize me and portray me as some kind of a divine being with supernatural powers, I don't like that description. I immediately shun it away and say, no, I am a teacher, I am a guru, I am a human being working day and night just like anybody else, but working for a selfless cause. That is the difference. That's all is different. Because the moment I climb up the pedestal and sit on top, everybody will distance me, and then the same thing will happen. When first time I had interviewed a great cardiac surgeon, great devotee of Bhagwan, I asked him, Bhagwan built free hospitals. You are a great world-renowned cardiac surgeon. Do you think this is replicable? Do you think you and the likes of you can create this? He said, no, only he can do because he is God. I thought that's a terrible answer, I felt. It's the right answer, of course. But it is not the right answer, because if he alone has to come and do this, then where is the redemption for the rest of us? Where is the possibility for anybody else to spread this mission? And Bhagavan used to always say, this is just a model for everybody else to get inspired and do it. That is why. Then I was very disappointed in that answer of the cardiac surgeon. But I thought to myself, oh, if it's every time God only has to come and build free hospitals, God only has to come and build free schools, otherwise nobody in the world will do it, then what is the point? How many times God has to come and do this, in how many places? Is there any other way? I used to always think for myself. And yes, there is a way. When man divinizes himself, he also becomes equal to God. That's when all this is possible, even without directly God, so to say, intervening. Of course, Bhagavan encouraged, saying that you are also divine. He used to keep saying, you are God, so am I. I know you do not. That's all is the difference. Both are God, both are God. He used to keep it very little get inside our minds. But today I realize that all that was truth. But still I do not want to be described as any divine personality, because then it distances me from everybody. And the same thing will happen. No, it is possible for Sadguru Madhusudan Sai because he is divine. Not for us. We are not here to do all that. I don't want that. I want every child in our institution to think, I also can do it because he could do it. But the only difference is you can do it when you divinize yourself. There is no doubt about it. Only then you will be able to achieve all these and even more. And you can't even call achievement, because it's a natural flow. It just flows. A river reaching the ocean is not an achievement of the river. It is what it is. It flows. That is its natural course. Likewise, a divine being just flows. Cheshtate shushka paranavat ashtavakra says. Like floating in the winds. A dry leaf floats in the wind. It looks like very active, but it is not doing anything. Things are being done. So divine being lives like this. And Bhagavan trained me. From the day when he kept on telling him, this is your truth, this is your divinity. And only thing kept on, be selfless, be selfless, be selfless. You will become me. It took some time to be selfless. To lead a life of Tyaga Jivana is not easy. And giving up the external karma, praja, dhana is very easy. But giving up one's whole ahamkara, that is not easy. That Tyaga Jivana is very difficult. But that Tyaga Jivana takes you to the Yoga Jivana, is what I keep saying. I think gone are the days Tyaga Jivana was the way. Now it's Yoga Jivana that is the way. When you realize your divinity, step up to become that divine, and then everything flows through you, everything happens through you. So many of us are capable of it. So that is the sum and substance of what happened in 50 years. A man started on a great vision with great idealism, inspired so many of these people to walk this path, but could not finish the job. Because what needed to finish the job was for him to divinize himself. And that is when, like a philosopher's stone, Bhagavan comes into the picture, and like a philosopher's stone touches any piece of metal, even so howsoever rusted, turns it into gold. Like that, Bhagavan's divine touch turned that piece of metal into gold, turned human into divine. And that is why now things are happening the way they are happening. There is no other way. Somebody asked me at some point in time, who are you? Now that all this has happened, earlier we knew as one person. Now what are you? I told them, I have the body of Madhusudan. I have the mind of Madhyal Narayan Bhatt. I have the heart of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and I have the consciousness of Brahman. This is what I am. This is my definition. Body is what body is, born to a mother, born to a father, going through its phases, birth, growth, decline, death. It will go through it. Its likes and dislikes, it will go through it. That is the body part of it. It's only a vehicle. But mind, the idealism, the thought process, the vision, the dreams are of Madhyal Narayan Bhatt. These are not Sathya Sai Baba's dreams. These are not Sathya Sai Baba's visions. These are not Sathya Sai Baba's mission. These are all the ideas of Madhyal Narayan Bhatt. But what was lacking in him, he did not possess the heart of Sathya Sai Baba, which was absolutely selfless, absolutely divinized, absolutely compassionate towards all. That was the gap. That was the missing link. Now with the heart of Sathya Sai Baba, which melts with compassion for one and all, without a rhyme or reason, ahetuka daya sindhu, power has increased. And then more than anything else, even at the level of compassion, you are still a divinized human being. But at the level of consciousness, all the names, forms, attributes and individuality just disappears. That is at another level. That kind of clarity is what is running this mission. There is no other reason why this is suddenly becoming this. No, there is only reason is this. And I know my truth. Whether you know it or not, it doesn't matter to me. If you know it, good for you. You would know how to deal with me. If you don't know it, you will obviously not do the right things. But I know you are all like statues in making. These are statues closer to completion, only finishing touches. And those are statues still some distance away. But they are these 60 plus Tyagajivis whom we saw, they are statues nearing their completion. They are only final touches. A few minor details have to be chiseled, carved, and they are done. They are done. They are just on their way to becoming that. They are closer to that because they have lived a whole life of surrender and service. I'm not saying they don't have individualities and personalities. They all have. But I'm working on them, chiseling it away, saying that having come this far, let us not stop here. Finish it, what we started. Let us finish that. That is why I tell them, sit down, do your dhyana, read your swadhyaya, do seva, and just limit yourself to minimum action, which is important to just survive. Don't over involve or engage in actions, because again it will push you back into your old personalities and individualities. They are selfless actions only, but done with doership. So it's like a plot is lost there. So I keep encouraging them. As per your age, I have given this formula to them. As per your age, you should do your sadhana and seva. Sadhana and seva are two things, theory and practicals. We all know that. Whatever is your age, that is the percentage of time you should spend in sadhana. The remaining only for seva. So if you are 30 years old, 30% sadhana, 70% time in seva. If you are 50-year-old, 50 sadhana, 50 seva. If you are 80 years old, 80% time in sadhana, 20% in seva. That is how you grow slowly towards your own realization. Otherwise, work is very, very enticing, very tempting. And we feel we have an identity when we are working. But the whole game is to dissolve one's identity, isn't it? And that happens when you do more sadhana and less seva. I took them away from all the work that they were doing, and some of them cried because they only knew that. They didn't know anything else. They felt lost. But I told, no, I am here. I am holding your hand. I will guide you through these dark times when you feel lost because you don't have an identity of work. And I'll lead you towards your divinity, but do what I am trying to tell you to do. Engage more with yourself. And all of them struggle. I used to get messages from them. Now I'm trying to do, but can't sit more than 10 minutes, can't sit more than 20 minutes. I said, whole day you are supposed to sit and do this. And slowly, slowly they got better and better and better. And then they realized that truly this is more joy. To dissolve one's individuality and stay in the self is more joyful than doing all kinds of works in the world. And that realization started coming to them, and that is why Prema Sadhana, I told Prema Sadhana, Sadhana means building, Prem means love. It's not Prema Sadhana, it's Prema Sadhana, I said. You have to learn to love like God does. That is your sadhana in this building. Don't simply think of it as a nice new residential complex. No, it is to give you the platform and opportunity to do your sadhana. What is the sadhana? Sadhana of love. To be able to love unconditionally without personality like God does. Then you will become gods. And this lifetime only you have to do it. You don't know what happens next. Right? So that is what they are doing now, and they keep asking me all these questions. I tell, just follow. Don't worry about what is happening where. No, don't think about it. Just like the river that is so clear that it's reaching the ocean. What happens on the way, who spits, who drinks, who bathes, who washes, who prays, who ridicules, it doesn't care. We think river is getting affected. It is not. You put as much sewage in it, it is not bothered. It is still going towards the sea. That is how you should be. Everything else will happen. You move towards the sea. That is your role. But these are the people, as I said, when they started very small. Narayan Bhatt, after giving up whatever he had, after taking all the loans that he had to take to just run small institutions, you see, a lot of resistance from his own family members, and what are you doing and things like that. Why are you giving away everything for a charity purpose? But his mother blessed, his sister stood by him, and he went on doing what he was doing. And then these young people joined. They had nothing. There were days they ate only once in a day. You people eat 7 times a day, I am told. They ate once a day because they knew they could not afford. They have to feed the students in the school first, and they have to cut their own food ration so that students are eating and they don't have. They slept on mud floors, no tiled flooring and things like that. And under thatched roofs, no air, forget air condition, no fan. They bathed in common areas, washed their own clothes. They did everything. If today I can tell you, Narasimhaji, with confidence, if I tell our students to live like that, not one will become Tyagajivi. If I tell you will get only one-time meal, you will have to wash your own clothes, there is no fan, no AC, no tiles, no cars, no comforts, no chair, no desks. And you have to still take to the path of Tyagajivana. I wonder who is going to take to that path. But I know times have changed, expectations have changed. So with the changing times, we also have to change. The changing times demand good infrastructure, minimal comforts for everybody to function on an optimal way, and all the tools and techniques that they require to deliver better. Now, they could only do so much because they had only such limited resources, limited training, limited access to things. But now it is growing. With that, you also have to grow. So the idea is that you can never forget how they started. They started so small, so humbly. And they didn't complain. None of them ever went to Narayan Bhatt and complained, what is this, we joined you, you are only feeding us once a day. What is this, we joined you, you don't even give us a proper home to stay. 4 of us are sharing, our heads and legs are touching each other. They never complained. Never. They in fact felt bad. How could they help Narayan Bhatt do what he was trying to do? They only asked that question. They never asked, never cross-questioned him. Even if they did, in some weak movement, he always consoled them and convinced them that this path was the right path. So that is how he has built, but he had limitation. As I said, unless you divinize yourself, this kind of mission is not possible. It is divine. But that phase is what is happening, and that is why this mission is growing the way it is growing. You also can be one of them. Not just stop at sacrificing the external, but the sacrificing the internal is the key to realization. That little doership and joyership that we all want also must go. When that goes away, all these magic miracles happen. When we built the Prema Sadhana, Roshini was here, she is not here today. I told her and Kesavan that, I need to build something for these elderly because they have lived all their life in these tile roof buildings, and that's not very comfortable. Of course, they are very comfortable because they have very little expectation. But I was feeling bad that how can they live like that? So I told them, help. They built this building. Now one more floor is coming up because more Tyagajivis are there. I hope you'll give me one room there up, Narasimurthy Warden. So I also can come and stay once in a while over there. That's my joy. Yeah, so that is the idea. And they built, and then I was so happy. But I also felt that, they don't ask for anything. Actually, they never asked me for anything. Give me this, I need that. They never asked. But I feel responsible that I must look after them better. And it should be an example for everybody else also. So I also felt that, one day, one Tyagajivi, I won't tell the name, didn't tell me that they didn't have the money to travel to a small place. I felt very bad. I said, how did I not notice this? How did I not recognize this? Of course, they have all the comforts within the ashram. But just in case they have to travel, come back, they don't have money to do that. And I'm spending hundreds of crores saving people, treating people, educating people. And here are the people, they didn't have that much money in their pocket. I felt so bad. Because I thought I have looked after everything. They have a place to stay, they have car, they travel from that point of view. They have got some people to look after their physical welfare, food is there, all other healthcare facilities, that is good enough. But some of them have given away everything to the mission. And I just felt so bad. So I told, minimum you should do is that whether anybody is here or not, some fund so that some small cash keeps going into their hands, so that whatever little things, they don't have any desires, as I said. But sometimes something crops up, they should not be looking here and there. That much at least should go in their hand every month. So many people we are paying, looking after the whole mission, why not after them? They don't ask for it, but they deserve it, they need to be looked after very well, and that is my responsibility. I feel personally responsible for it. And I really love being with them. I just don't have time to do that. I was telling even today, I have everything in this world, but no time. Time is something that I have only limited. So I find it so difficult, but whenever I go sit there and talk to them, I am reminded of all the glorious days of struggle and strife and sacrifices and tears and joys that they all have walked these many years. So beautiful. When I was in Bangalore and I used to work in the bank, I had this book, Divya Kripashraya, which was written by Narasimha. That was my refuge, solace. That was my relief from the day's hard labor. I used to come home, open the book and read randomly some chapters. I used to feel so calm and so peaceful and pacified. All my day's worries would disappear. Because banking is not easy. That to a private sector bank is never easy. And then I will come and I used to sleep on the floor with so many people sharing the room in Bangalore. So I used to roll the bed. And in my bed, the book was always there under my pillow. So every night I'll come, open my bed again, I'll pull out the book from the pillow and I'll keep reading some 2, 3 pages, 10 pages and I'll sleep off reading that. That is how I used to wake up with a book on my chest or on my sides. Because that book really reminded me of what a glorious life they have lived. हमने अपने लिए तो सारे जीते हैं इस जहां में जो दूसरों की सोचे तो बात ही फिर क्या हो. They have lived a life for God, not even for others. How glorious are these examples. Youngsters here should get inspired, fired with enthusiasm and energy. Let me also live a life like this. Why should I give this life for anything else? After all, so many lifetimes I have lived ordinarily for my sake, for my family's sake, for my selfish goals, for my ambitions, for my personal things. I have lived many lives before. Why should this life also, with so many opportunities and such ideals in front of me, go waste again? That is why I keep telling everybody, remind yourself of the greater glory of such a life which is lived for others. And I have everything. You may say karmana, prajaya, dhanena. I do karma. I am super engaged, super busy, not for my sake. Prajaya, I don't have family, but all of your whole world is my family. I never am alone. Because all people are mine. Prajaya is there with me. Dhanena, ask about it. The other day, I was in Vienna. And Elon Musk went and listed his company, SpaceX, on the stock exchange in the US. And that listed for $1 trillion. I don't know how many of you understand what is $1 trillion, right? And everybody is like, oh, the news is everybody, the biggest ever IPO that history of stock markets have seen. And I don't think anybody can match it anywhere. So I was reading some article and somebody had written that a trillionaire, who is a trillionaire? Who holds $1 trillion as his wealth? He is somebody who can spend 1 crore rupees for 23,000 years. That is the size of his wealth. This was some kind of a note. I was telling Vinod that, see Vinod, a trillionaire means he can spend 1 crore rupees for 23,000 years. And still his wealth is not exhausted. Vinod told, I don't know about Elon Musk, the only person I know who spends 1 crore a day is you. 1 crore a day for 23,000 years. And I know I'll continue to spend for 50,000 years after me also. Why? We are selfless. There are wealthy people in this world. They're so scared if 5 lakh rupees up and down their portfolio goes, their hearts are all trembling inside their chests. They only see what they don't have. They cannot see what they already have. Because they are selfish. They are only about themselves. Whereas we don't see any of these things. Why? Because we are always looking at what can we do for others. Nothing of ours, nothing matters. And that kind of Tyaga Jivana is what is glorious life. That is the life that one should lead for God. There is no fear in that life. There is absolute freedom. There is no anxiety in this life. There is absolute unconditionality. There is no me, mine, that restrictive, constrained, suffocating existence. It's expansive, growing, all-embracing, all-encompassing existence. One has to live that life to know what it is. It's like becoming an ocean. Till yesterday you were only a small stream, and today you become an ocean. Suddenly you become so vast. That glory of that freedom comes only with the life of sacrifice. And I want to celebrate them. I want to do much more. But I know they are very humble. They are happy with this itself. They are feeling they are overwhelmed why you did this and all that. They deserve much more. But at least I want to present them in front of the next generation. You are at the crossroads of your life. Shreyascha, preyascha, manushyametat. You have two paths. One is the path of glory, like theirs. One is the path of selfishness, me, mine, I, preyas, which is comfortable, pleasant, but that's not the best path. Choose your path well, because once you take to the path, it's very hard to come back. Maybe another lifetime. But in another lifetime, you may not get all these situations, the guru, the opportunities. So think like that. Wherever you are, live a life of sacrifice. Selfish thought comes to you, and when your mind says, what about me? Discard it immediately. What is this silly petty thought of what about me? Have I not learnt anything here? Have I not been inspired by all these people? This is the question you should ask. You should feel, gee, even now this thought of what about me is coming to me. What about my children, my family, my thing, still it is there in me. You should feel terrible about it. If it ever comes to me, I feel terrible about it. One day a thought was bothering me. I was thinking, suppose like somebody, people are people. That's why I said they don't know my divinity. So some people I was talking to, they said, my parents are asking me, till Swamiji is there, that is Sadguru Madhusudan Sai is there, he will look after you. But after he passes away, who's going to look after you? Anyway, you're going to live longer than him. After all, you are young boys and girls if you take to this path. These questions parents are asking. And I thought, yes, if I am not there, that is one thing to look after all of you. But who look after my own mother, I started thinking. Thought came. She has done so much for us. We have not done much for her. And something goes wrong and nobody can look after. What will happen? Next moment I told my mind, where is this thought coming from? Why this selfish thought came? That universal God, mother is there, Jagat Janani is there. Why will she not look after my Janani? I should not think like that. Immediately I dropped that thought. That idea to self-preservation, doing for one's own. You can justify it. I am a child of my mother, my Matru Deva, all that is fine. But there is Jagat Janani looking after all of us. And she will look after us much better than any one of us can look after ourselves. That faith, that conviction, that is what drives this mission. Not one moment I think, what about me or what about my people? There is nothing called my people anymore. There is nothing called me. That is the key to success of this, which is what could not happen in the earlier times, which is what is happening now, and that has made all the difference. That has changed the destiny of this mission, and that has changed the destiny of so many people around the world, including mine. So that is the idea, that this mission is a lofty ideal, supported by so many selfless people, but the seeds were sown by them, was watered by Bhagwan, and now it's being protected and grown into a mighty missionary tree of mission, under whose shade so many are sitting. That is how it will grow. And take a seed from this, one of you, sow it somewhere and grow it into another tree. And let the whole world be a garden, not a desert. A garden of love, not a desert of selfishness. And that is when everybody will be able to realize their true self. They will also enjoy this freedom that comes with sacrifice and service. They will also live these glorious, lofty lives for God, like they have lived. They are so blessed. I keep thinking about it, what a blessing it is. Look at this Sai Lila city. As a baby, she came to Bhagavan, as a baby in the arms of her parents. Lived whole life thinking of him, working for him, serving him in so many capacities. And imagine after he left, whom did he think of first? He told me, call Gopi, call Sai Lila. And Gopi was easy because I knew him. I had his contact. And I had to take courage to call Gopi sir, because he was my teacher in Vrindavan. I thought whether he will respond correctly or not. I was little hesitant. But I did whatever Bhagavan says I did. He took it like that. And then I told Bhagavan wants to talk to your sister, Sai Lila. I don't know her. I have never met her. I don't have her contact. It was her birthday on that day, by the way. And that time he called her. I went to Vrindavan campus And then I went to his sports room and I told Gopi, Gopi sir, that time it was Gopi sir, of course, so I have to tell Gopi sir, please call your sister, Bhagavan wants to speak. He called, made frantic calls, but she was busy with her classes in Anantapur. I think she picked the call much later, and then the sweets were delivered to her, whatever happened with the bus used to go from Brindavan to Anantapur or whatever, Puttaparthila. Anantapur potundu. That bus, sweets were sent for her. Bhagavan went back and called her. See, the one who lives for God, God lives for them. This is the proof. They lived all life for Bhagavan. Bhagavan went and remembered, made me go, contact them, convince them, bring them over here. She keeps writing to me every day. One message will come from her, guarantee that is. They say, oh, I'm so blessed. She keeps telling about that today, how blessed I am that I'm here and I've now not been forsaken and forgotten. Because she only lived for him. She had nobody, no husband, no son, no relatives to look after her. Who is going to look after her? Even when he left the body, he went back looking for her, got her into Muddenahalli, gave her a place, gave her a work, gave her whatever she needed to ensure that she is not forsaken and forgotten. If you live for God, so this is for those children whose parents ask what will happen after Madhusudan Sai is not there. I'll come back in some way or the other, and like how we picked up Sai Leela, I'll pick you up. And I will not forsake you. So don't ever worry about that. Don't ever worry about that. If you have lived a life for God, God will take care of you. That confidence you should have. And never fear and never shiver, never tremble on this path because somebody says something. Don't give in to that. They all went through a lot of questioning, but they all stuck to their convictions. This is why this is such a glorious life. You live 100 years, I have no problem with that. Live healthy and live happy and watch all the glory that is happening all around. Isn't it? But at the end, become one with the divine. Enjoy this creation of the divine. It is beautiful. In everything there is divinity. Enjoy it. Life is love. Enjoy it. Life is challenge. Meet it. Life is a game. Play it. Life is a dream. Realize it. What profound statements. You say, life is a game. Play it. Karma yoga. Life is a dream, realize it, Jnana Yoga. Life is love, enjoy it, Bhakti Yoga. Everything is the same idea. That is how you realize the divine. So enjoy this journey, but don't ever fear. Don't ever fear that what will happen to me. Don't let your mind play tricks with you. Don't let your mind make you selfish and make you lose this wonderful opportunity. Learn from them, get inspired, and become another of those who would lead the world into that light that the world lacks so much today. And he said the mission will happen only because of you. I can only take this far. You have to take it further. They ran the first lap, we are running the second, third lap, you all have to learn. And that is how this mission will keep going. All the blessings to everybody. We've taken a little longer than what is needed. But oh, that is the next function. Below 60 years also there. No, he's worried about, I did not mention the Tyagajivis who are younger than 60. They are yet to prove themselves. Sit down. You have no idea. Somebody at 55 called up and said, I am getting married, please bless me. I said, why you need to marry at 55 that you have chosen to live a life of service and sacrifice? No, I feel very lonely, he said. I told him, at 55 you want to now get married because you are feeling lonely. All these years of sadhana service, where it went? That's why let's wait. After 60, nobody will marry them, so that is the best time. Jokes apart, there is a program for the next one also. Every year I'll keep adding these funds to the Tyagajivi Yoga Kshema Nidhi. Every year it will keep adding and keep growing so that more and more people join and they'll be looked after. Right? So that is not a problem. And there are youngsters. Krishna is sitting here. Rajshekhar is not there yet. Rajshekhar is going somewhere. Shivu is there. Shivu is one Tyagajivi. And Krishna is there. Like that, youngsters are there. They'll come up in the next phase of things. But today we had only so much time and only so much could be done. So we first thought we'll celebrate those who have already crossed 60. And there are others who are crossing 60. And those who are just starting on this journey are also there. And I know after this discourse, many of those who are still in their 9th and 10th will start thinking on this about this journey. But keep the inspiration alive. Don't let it die. Don't let it die. Don't let it die. That is the only thing. Like two hands, once Bhagavan told, this flame of inspiration that you have in your heart, you have to protect with both the hands around it so the winds of change do not blow it away. He told me. It's like carrying a flame of a lamp through the fields and not letting it go off or die out. That is the care you should take on the spiritual path, is how you explain. I remember his face, his expression, his two hands, his shoulders going up, he cupping it and saying, like this, like a flame that has to be carried through a vast field, windy field. Like that you have to carry this inspiration in your heart. Otherwise this flame will go off. So that kind of care one has to take when one is inspired. The inspiration will disappear otherwise the next day. Right? Stay in the good company, keep listening to this discourse, it's on the YouTube for you. So keep listening to it and keep getting inspired. Never be afraid. God will live for you if you live for God. That is the ultimate truth of all life. With these words, I'll conclude. Blessings.
सर्वसुगुण संभवे सकल सुजन बंधवे सर्वसुगुण संभवे सकल सुजन बंधवे गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् दीन दुखित पोषकाय दान धर्म प्रेरकाय दीन दुखित पोषकाय दान धर्म प्रेरकाय सर्वलोक सत्य साई नप्रियाय सत्य प्रेम विग्रह सत्य साई नप्रियाय सत्य प्रेम विग्रह नित्य शुद्ध निर्मलाय नित्यमंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय दिव्यमंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वर ओम जय जगदीश हरे श्रीधरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आगतवारा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदेवं मय्यन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मय्यन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्राशरण ओम जय जगदीश हरे समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय। जय बोलो सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई जी की जय।